that if your faith is awake, you can go to sleep too. No need of you stand up all night trying to worry about it, because while you're trying to figure it out, God has already worked it out. Here's the second and final thing I want to tell you. If the Lord said, let us go to the other side, and he went to sleep, don't worry about what happens in between. You got a promise before the storm that you're just going to get through this. And I know it may seem like it's going to last forever, but all you got to do is just look at nature. Some of the most brightest, beautiful days happen after some of the most horrible storms. And I know it's been rough, and I know you've cried. I know it's been tough, but the sun is going to shine again. You just got to know God's giving you everything you need to get through this. And if he lets you see somebody else come through it, trust me, it won't be long before you get through this too. So I want you to be encouraged and know I declare over your life, the storm is over now.
Man, a lot of us needed that word this morning. Gosh. Man, that was just so on point, because I was just feeling that I just needed to hear that this morning. Just a reassurance. Bishop Walker, let everybody know how you can be reached and how they can follow you.
Hey, I want y'all to just follow me on Instagram at Joseph Walker 3. That's Joseph Walker, the number 3. Follow me and let me know you are listening to the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
There it is, man. All right, Bishop Walker, love you, man. Senior pastor of Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, Nashville, Tennessee, and the presiding bishop of Full Gospel, the one and only Bishop Joseph Walker III. All right, man. Love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Here we go, y'all. Yolanda Adams, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
News headlines,
entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. 13 minutes after the hour, the same as being body by my computer career. That's right, friends. Are you working way too hard for way too little? So there's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Maria, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's your Monday morning news. The city of Miami Beach has imposed a state of emergency and an overnight curfew for South Beach starting 11:59 p.m. Sunday after multiple fatal shootings occurred during spring break festivities this weekend. The decision comes after 2 people were fatally shot between Friday and Sunday morning in the area, according to the Miami Beach Police Department. Meanwhile, Ricky, the U.S. State Department and the Texas Department of Public Safety have each warned Americans to skip spring break vacations in Mexico, noting that ongoing violence poses a significant safety threat. In other news, Donald Trump could be charged in New York as early as this week for allegedly covering up hush money payments to a porn star during his 2016 presidential campaign. Legal experts say a potential trial could be more than a year away and possibly coincide with the final months of the 2024 presidential campaign as Trump seeks a return to the White House. Lastly, and in lighter news, women continue to blaze the trail in 2023. Congratulations are in order to Nicola Fox, the first woman appointed as the U.S. Space Agency's science chief. She earned the title earlier this month. I'm Maria Moore, and that's what's happening in news. For more on these stories and other headlines, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
I'm about to told you, Maria, March Madness is maddening, if that's a word. On the women's side, number 8 Ole Miss stuns the number 1 seed Stanford and sends them packing, man. Stanford did not make it to the Sweet 16, man. Over on the men's side, a couple Cinderellas. How about the 15th ranked seeded Princeton? Not only beating the number 2 seed in Arizona, but they also knocked out the number 7 seed, and they will advance to the Sweet 16. We got more details coming up with the entire March Madness situation coming up later on this hour, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, they trade for Houston, Texas wide receiver Brandon Cooks. He will now join C.D. Lamb, Michael Gallup, and T.Y. Hilton as the wide receiver core of the Cowboys. Is that an upgrade? Yeah, it's an upgrade. They give him a downfield threat, but that probably means that now the Cowboys will not sign Odell Beckham Jr., and that's who else they were talking to before they made this Brandon Cooks trade. So that's my quick sports report right there. Gary with the T. What's up there, big dog?
All right, y'all. They're saying from New Edition to In the Kitchen, y'all. Singer Bobby Brown has launched, honey, his own food company, y'all. Now, they're saying the company features Bobby Brown's own line of sauces, spices, and specialty coffee. Now, Bobby Brown was in D.C. this past weekend there, saying he was at the Capital One Arena, and he talked about his new brand. Now, Brown said that his love for cooking, y'all, grew out of his time spent in the kitchen as a boy when he was being punished. He said, quote, that for me became a passion, he said, of his early days watching and helping family members cook, y'all. Now, his full line of foods, y'all, are available online. So they say get out and buy some of his stuff. And I know, Ricky, when he was here with us, y'all talked about that, his food line, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. No, he had good. I think it started out with the barbecue sauce, but Bobby Brown can cook for real.
Well, congratulations to Bobby Brown and his new food line. All right, y'all, the color today is one of my favorite colors. It's the first day of spring. It's officially the first day of spring. So the color today, y'all, is Persian violet. On the high end, you say Persian violet, and on the low end, you say beautiful light purple. That's your color for today. Brad, what you got coming up in the hot spot?
Coming up next in the hot spot, Candy responds. Wait till I tell you what she said up next. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The hot spot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 29 minutes after the hour, y'all. Time for the hot spot. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Well, Candy Burris has reacted to the backlash she received from last night's Queens of R&B episode where Escape and SWV were discussing possibly touring together, and Candy asked if Escape would be the headliner of the tour since they're a headlining tour act. Well, SWV suggested that they co-headline, and Coco got offended, mentioning that SWV sold more records than Escape. Well, Candy responded via Twitter saying, we may not have been the headliners in the 90s, but we have been for the past 6 years since we've reunited. And respectfully, they've opened up for us multiple times already. Candy added, I've never said they didn't sell more records, but the concert is about who can sell more tickets. Be upset if you want, but we've done other shows since the tour, and the promoter still had SWV go on before us. It is what it is. Tiny also chimed in saying, to be clear, we love SWV as much as you all do, but business is business. What y'all think about that?
It really all depends on when it comes to a concert who put on the best stage performance, because it don't matter how many tickets you sell. If somebody on 10 on stage and you and your act is on stage live like an 8 and you can't follow them, you don't want to have people walk out on you. And the best position is to try to get on stage as early as possible anyway. Now that's just my experience. What you think? Because you're a performer.
Well, I think I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I think Candy them. I feel like not more people know them, but I feel like their stage show may be better because they all sing. It's different because they're all headliners when they sing. So, and I feel like they have more dancers. They have, they're like
like a production, like
like an ending act. They should definitely close the show, in my opinion. But I am biased because I love Candy, Tiny, and Tamika.
Yeah, but
love SWV though too. Don't get me wrong. I love both groups, but I feel like Escape should definitely be the headliner.
Yeah, it just depends on who's gonna bring on the fireworks at the end. The show got to end on a high. Whoever has the best stage performance,
and Escape brings out dancers. I think they might have pyro. They bring out their husbands sometimes and they dance on them, and they have extra guests come out. Sometimes T.I. come perform. I think it's just they just have a bigger production of a show, in my opinion.
Because what you don't want people walking out on you. Have somebody go up and blow the stage up, and then people walk out on you, and that don't mean that you're not. But it's just the stuff that they add, because if I had somebody doing all of that, I'm like, look, let me go first.
Right.
Because the check is the same. I'll go first.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to go before somebody that's finna just like really kill it and do way more than me. I don't want to do that. That don't make no sense. And if other promoters have put SWV before Escape, then apparently that's what the promoters think as well. What, Gary?
Well, no, okay, so Ricky, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so if the check gonna be the same, what's the bickering over there?
A headliner going last, closing the show, having your picture be the biggest one on the billboard. It can be a pride thing.
It's a pride thing.
And sometimes the check is different.
The check is more, I think, when you're headlining.
Yeah, if you're headlining. Yeah, or you can do a co-headline.
Well, that's what she said. She told them to co-headline, but they didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a co-headline. I mean, Escape, I think with SWB and Escape, you can do a co-headline because Candy's been on TV and
so has Tiny.
And Tiny, they've been on TV and they got a huge fan
following.
Base.
Yes.
So you look at the social media, the TV, and what they doing and stuff like, and then their husbands and all that stuff. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It really is. So I don't know. We'll see. But I definitely think they should co-headline, and I don't think anybody should co-headline. To mean I think that you get the same amount of money. But I think the biggest act with the biggest production, like you said, Ricky, should close.
Right.
All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note. But coming up next, we got Rock T's. Oh, Lord, Rock T's joke of the day. Is it going to be funny, Rock T?
You already know, Breaking the Tact.
I already know it ain't. The time now is 26 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, ladies and gentlemen. It is about that time for Rock T's Joke of the Day. Joke of the Day. Joke of the Day. All right, let's go.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Etch.
It's you.
Bless you.
Bless you. Let me just gonna say.
It's Hatch.
I was right with it.
It's Hatch.
Nope.
You said what, Brett?
It's Hatch.
Nope.
It's knock, knock. Who's there? Hatch.
Knock.
Hatch you.
Remix.
Bless you.
Oh,
Talking about
Hatch you.
Etch.
Etch you.
Etch you.
I had to throw y'all off a little bit.
Oh, right.
It didn't work.
Etch you.
You threw no one off.
Like this last 20 seconds didn't happen.
Jesus.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
all
never
right.
get that precious airtime back. You know, people pay a lot of money for advertising, but damn, we just wasted good airtime.
Etch you.
The fact, what make it funny is the fact that Gary, what you think?
Child, please, honey. I was looking up my stories.
You weren't paying no attention.
That ain't all.
March Madness, what you got, man?
Yes, indeed. It can get kind of maddening, man. Cinderella stories are one of the main reasons to love March Madness, and I'm here to tell you that who was sent packing, and pretty much let's start with the women's. Let's start with the women's bracket, man, because women's basketball is phenomenal right now. I don't know if you guys are watching it, but number 12 Toledo beat number 5 Iowa State, and Iowa State was picked by many experts to make the Sweet 16. They sent them to the crib. And number 12, Florida Gulf Coast, who's one of my favorite sleepers in the tournament, they sent Washington State to the crib. But last night, if y'all was watching, number 8 Ole Miss, shout out to Coach Yo, stuns number 1 Stanford. Stanford was like, people, that's one of those teams, Rick, that kind of like UConn, you kind of automatically put in the Final Four just because.
Right.
Well, Ole Miss sent them to the crib. So it is what it is, man. So Stanford would not make it even to the Sweet 16. Now let's move over to the men's side. Creighton sent number 2 Baylor to the house. Yes, I had Baylor going to the Elite Eight. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
that was shocking.
That was shocking, man. Creighton came up and they said, "Listen, we here, we in the building." Number 8 Arkansas knocked out number 1 Kansas.
Now that was crazy.
This game was heated, man.
Kansas always go to the Sweet 16.
Come on, at least, I mean, they get to the Elite Eight at least, and they sleep.
Right.
But this is what makes it so maddening, man. So number 1 seed Kansas is knocked out. Number 16 Fairleigh Dickinson University. Have you ever heard of that school?
No.
Exactly. They knocked out number 1 seed Purdue. I had Purdue winning the whole thing.
Man. That the guy that's 7'4" was on my son's basketball team at IMG.
Is that right?
I actually know that kid. Yeah, man. But they was triple teaming him, and he couldn't do nothing with him.
That's the first time I seen him shook all season long.
I ain't never seen nobody get triple teamed.
Yeah,
and my son said he was just so easy to play with. I mean, he'll get it off the rim, throw it up to him, rebound, all that stuff. He said it was always easy being his teammate.
That wasn't Rick. That wasn't about the triple team. It was a Rod T effect. He picked them number 1. He picked them to win a national championship. I told you that day it was over for Purdue.
Man, that was crazy.
It was crazy, man.
So who y'all got, though?
I mean,
my team is still in it. Gonzaga is still in it. And they won last night.
Yeah, Gonzaga's still in that bad boy.
You ain't got to look it up. I'm telling you what it is.
The Gonzagas and who? Gonzagas, you got Bama, you got
Since Purdue is gone, I got Alabama to win the whole thing now.
Okay. They ain't winning nothing now.
Oh, God.
But can we talk about Cinderella? There's still a Cinderella in this bad boy on the men's side, and that's number 15 seed Princeton out the Ivy League. Not only did they knock out number 2 Arizona, but they also knocked out number 7 Missouri to reach the Sweet 16. Princeton, man, they looking pretty good. They play that old school X's and O's basketball, and they just kind of lure you to sleep. But they got a couple dogs on that team. But now that Purdue is gone, I'm going to go ahead and put out there Alabama. Alabama's going to win this whole thing, man.
Let's see, man. They got the ball because these little small teams coming up. Who Alabama got next? They play
San Diego State. They should handle it.
Yep.
They should handle it.
Yeah. And then on the what they call it, the Super 8.
Yep.
No,
Elite 8. And don't
the
forget about
Elite.
Houston.
I'm thinking about the hotel. All right.
Super 8.
All right, Rock, let everybody know how you can be followed.
Follow me on social media on all platforms at Rock T Holla. Let's get it, pimping.
I know it's he that find it, but I feel as though a lot of men are afraid to approach women. So do men find it disrespectful a lot of times when women approach them?
I always encourage initiation, but in this way, 3 ways. Smile, make eye contact, and say hello. That's it. That's the only that's the only thing you have to do. Because most men, it's not that we're intimidated, we want permission.
Permission, yeah.
We want to feel welcome and invited. We're in a Me Too movement. Everything is harassment. You walk up to a woman and compliment her, try to talk to her, it's harassment. So what I need you to do is let me know that you see me by looking me directly in my eyes. Smile at me to let me know that you're a happy person and that you're positive and in a good mood, and say hello. That's inviting me into the conversation.
Absolutely.
Hold it! He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Gary had the tea and the clue of the day. Gary.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Monday, the first day of spring, and here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Everybody's excited about Vice President Kamala Harris, y'all. It's being reported, y'all, that Meg Thee Stallion went to Washington for the weekend to hang out, y'all, with her new bestie, the Vice President, y'all. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Meg traveled to Washington to attend Kamala's annual Women's History Luncheon, honey. And Ricky, she looked amazing, honey. Now, they're saying Meg and her team have been working overtime to try and reshape her image. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Meg came under fire from hip-hop after she was caught, telling a series of half-truths surrounding that, the story with her and Tory Lanez. But they say she's also, honey, been doing and producing new music and, just working on new things. But they're saying her team at Rock Nation decided to give Meg a new family-friendly makeover, and she's getting help, y'all, with her new image from her new friend, Vice President Kamala Harris, y'all. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they're saying throughout her career, Meg, honey, have received several accolades, honey, including 6 BET Awards, 5 BET Hip Hop Awards, 4 American Music Awards, 2 MTV Video Music Awards, and, y'all, Billboard Women in Music Awards, and 3 Grammy Awards. Now, they said at the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards, she became the first, y'all, at least she became the second female rapper to win Best New Artist after Lauryn Hill back in 1999. And in 2020, they're saying Time named her one of the 100 most influential people in the world. That is beautiful. And so congratulations, honey, to Meg Thee Stallion, honey. She looks amazing. And y'all see that dress she wore. She wore a beautiful dress, honey. And I was like, all right, Miss Meg, honey. This girl cleaned it up and looked real good, honey, to go to the White House. All right, moving on in other celebrity news, y'all. Let's continue to pray, y'all, for Lance Reddick's beautiful wife, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard that Lance Reddick, y'all, he's the beloved actor. He starred in The Wire, and he was also in John Reddick's show, The Wire, y'all. And he passed away last week, y'all. Well, now they're saying while Lance's fans offered love and support, to the widow, y'all, it's being reported, y'all, that a lot of people learned that Black Twitter, y'all, has been less than friendly, honey, toward his beautiful wife, Miss Stephanie, y'all.
Oh, no.
Now, yeah, they've been doing her dirty, honey.
Why is that?
Because she white, Rick, and she just don't look like she would have been married to him. She kind of, she looks like she's a little bit overweight, honey, and they just didn't look. You wouldn't have thought they were a couple, honey, because she don't even like the type who would even marry a black man. But
they probably
nevertheless,
had some good chemistry or something. I don't know.
And that's what he said. They said that they had great chemistry together. They loved one another and stuff like that, honey. But they have 2 kids together: Yvonne Nicole Reddick and Christopher Reddick, y'all. But they're saying that Lance, by all counts,
because she probably was gonna have a funeral the next day or something. Black people like to wait a week. 2 weeks.
But honey, she was like, she ain't gonna wait for his family to get off of work at 5, honey, and come the next week. So she probably did do that. But they're saying that they were very happy, and he was very happy with his wife. And they said they seemed like they truly loved each other. They said, unfortunately, folks all across Black Twitter are making some horrible comments about Stephanie and her look.
And why?
Yeah, Ricky, you know how people do, honey.
They get mad at you for being with somebody you want to be with, but they don't want you.
Okay. Yeah,
that's what be killing me. They be doing Terrence J badge. I had to go in there and defend him one day. Like, so what?
Yeah,
she don't even have to be white. She could be light skinned. They have a problem with it.
Yeah, so they say.
I can't stand it. Like you go get you a cute girl that you like, that you attracted to. Somebody got a problem with it. It's messy as hell.
It is. So I don't know if Stephanie is blocking them now or whatever. But honey, they are attacking her. And they're saying they're attacking the way she look and stuff. So we just got to keep Stephanie and all her family lifted up in prayer, honey. And hopefully, everything goes all right. And she do what she needs to do. All right, y'all. The color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is Persian violet. On the high end, you say Persian violet. And on the low end, just say beautiful light purple. That's your color for today.
All right, y'all. Give it up for Gary with the T. All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Got your wake-up call. Get at me, 8669. Rickey, let's go.
Here we go.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's time to get yourself together.
Get it together.
Cause woke you up this morning, sleep you in your house, shoes don't be better. Wake up, encourage each other and be productive.
Come on.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Wanna know where you calling from, so come on, tell us and just wake up.
Hey, good morning. This is Gwendolyn calling from St. Louis to wake up my daughter Stella and to wish her a happy birthday. Wake up, wake up. It's your birthday, Stella.
Hi, my name is Marley from Cincinnati. I want to wake up my cousins from Florida, RJ and Rihanna. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Good morning. I want to wake up my granddaughters, Ashton, Morgan, Madison, and Adriana Catlin. It's time to wake up, wake up, wake up, and let's hit the road.
Hi, my name is Beverly Underwood. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. Wake up, class of 84, Hayes High School.
I want to wake up my dad, Fat Sam. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Good morning. My name is Judy Lucas from Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm calling to wake up Rickey Smiley. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I'm up. Let's go.
Wake up in Detroit. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. St. Louis, wake up. New Orleans, wake up. In Memphis, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
All right, y'all, the same as me. What do you buy?
Olay Body. Better skin for your body wash? Try Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash and Lotion. Olay Body.
All right, y'all. Listen, y'all, the time right now is about 23 minutes after the hour, y'all. Listen.
Good morning. How you?
Hey, Miss Bird. How you doing, Miss Bird?
I'm doing pretty good this morning. How y'all doing this morning?
We doing good, Miss Bird. We are just so happy to hear your voice. You know the phone line's been blowing up all morning. I thought you was calling for the wake-up call. And so what you doing? And you always get up early, Miss Bird.
Well, I was up this morning sitting on the side of my bed, just sitting here talking to the Lord.
Well, what you and the Lord talking about?
Well, you know they suspended me yesterday, Ricky, from the choir.
Why?
Wait a minute. Hold on, Miss Bird. I haven't heard nothing, never heard of anything like that in my entire Baptist full gospel life. Brad, have you heard about anybody?
They had took me down like the Usher boat now.
They what?
They made my way back to the choir. They done suspended me.
They suspended you from the choir? And what was you in the alto section or the tenor?
They had me in the tenor.
Now, No, before we get into why you got suspended, why did they put you in the tenor section? And what was saying one of your favorite parts of any song when the tenors come in? You know, because I like when they break it up in parts.
The director decided, they said my bar was too deep to be up in the soprano. I used to be a soprano when I was a little girl, but they said I'm too deep now.
And what was one of your main songs singing in the tenor section and somewhere y'all really show out?
They make me say wade in the water.
Yeah.
They let me lead that one.
And what about isn't that great in the morning, fairly well, fairly.
I run out of breath when I say that one now.
Now, Miss Bird, let's get into what happened, how you get suspended from the choir.
Now, I don't know what's going on. They talking about it's on the investigation. But they made like somebody in the choir smell like that dope. They tried to say it was me. But I don't smoke no dope. So I don't know what's going on.
Wait a minute. What did she say?
Are they talking about marijuana? They say you smell like
I
marijuana.
already know what they call it. I already know what they call it. They said that's what I smelled like this yesterday, and they suspended me. All I know, I let Percy use my car, and my quad road was still in there yesterday, and I don't know what's happening.
Now who is Percy?
My grand youngest.
So
the one
person
that ain't got no job.
Person picked up your car. You got your choir robe hanging up in the back to where the church, and he's sitting in your car probably smoking some of them little reefers.
Well, they done suspended me. And I told them my house don't usually smell like that for kerosene. But they done put me out of the choir.
What's wrong, Brett?
Not me.
You might need a lawyer. You need to appeal that.
I need to get a what?
You need to get an attorney.
No, you don't need an attorney. Just appeal it. You can appeal that to the trustee board. That goes up to the trustee board.
Well, we supposed to have a vote meeting on it this Friday. We're going to see what's going on.
Have you offered them a drug?
I'm going to pass it out to fans if they let me do that.
Well, have you offered a drug test and let them know that you don't smoke reefers?
They ain't give me none of that stuff. They just put me out. And we was in the middle of the church. They stopped service and told me to leave.
Yeah, it probably was strong making some of the other members sleepy. But, Miss Burke, we're going to get you.
Lee was talking, so I know what was going on.
Yeah, we're going to get your drug tested where we can get you back up there in that tenor section because church ain't the same without you.
And I ain't the same without the church because I don't know what to do.
And you know what, Miss Burson, they're going to put you out next time they need you to cook something. I wouldn't cook nothing else for them with their low-down self. Scoundrels.
I ain't going to even turn my stove on. Well, we might as well all get together, go down there in March, too.
Yeah, you let Miss Martha make them some macaroni and cheese next time or whatever, and don't you make them nothing else because you know you got the best greens and macaroni and cheese I ever had, Miss Burt.
I know you're right.
now, Miss Burt, if anybody want to find you on the internet, and we're gonna have a protest, and we're not going back to the church. What's the name of the church?
My hoses.
What you saying?
My hoses.
Okay, we're not going back, so we're going to protest until they put you back up in that choir stand where you belong and let everybody know how you could be reached, Miss Burt.
All they got to do is go on there and look at the Will K Show, and they see I know you're right. They're in the right place.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Miss Burt. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Who is this?
Open up that door over there. Now, open the door and blow in toward the door. Open the screen door, too.
Black Tony, you coming to work?
Up in here. Look ugly, but, I don't care if it's cold outside. Keep on blowing it straight out the door till all of it gone.
What?
I'm so sick of these damn children up in here, boy. I'm trying to come to work, and I got to deal with these little bad-ass little boys up in here.
Hey, bro,
you better send somebody over my grandmama how to get my nephew, though. I'm sick of these children. I'm finna be they finna have to call the deep fat folks on me.
Hey, man, once you get your own...
go to school, blow them all out the damn door.
Oh, he getting mad.
Oh, you going off on Black Tony?
My little nephew, they 12. These little ugly ass boys so bad, shout it. They bad children.
What they got to do with you not coming to work?
Cause I'm trying to come to work. You know we all stay at my grandmama. These little boys done took the down Army home the liquid washing powder.
Yeah.
You know that Grey Bill one? What you get at Family Dollar for $11 to be on the bottom shelf? That Grey Bill one.
Yeah, dog. Ain't got
Man, they done poured the whole damn thing down in the sink in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Last night, before they went to bed and cut the water on, shawty, I come downstairs, the whole damn kitchen full of bubbles. It bubbles about 6 feet of bubbles in the kitchen, shawty.
Nah,
My mama come down here and slip on these bubbles and kill us. I got them crazy. I told them to get the leaf blower.
You told them to get the what?
They got the leaf blower and they blowing them out the back. They trying to blow them out the back door.
It's got to be.
My mama come downstairs.
It's got to be bubbles everywhere.
Man, shouted the whole kitchen full of bubbles. Man, these bubbles taller than me. Shouted the whole kitchen full of bubbles like a old man.
Tell me, like on the Lawrence Welk show when they be slow dancing at the end.
Bubbles every damn well. Bubbles everywhere.
Oh,
flowers
man.
in here.
So what time you coming to work?
Soon as they get all these damn bubbles out here, because once they blow the bubbles out, then I got to mop the floor. I be there about 11 o'clock.
No, bro, we'll be off, bro.
Just scratch the show out for another 2 hours or something. I'll be there.
Man, nobody finna wait for you to come to work, man. Come on, Black Tony. You got to do better, man.
Shout it, I will be there. I got to take care of this. If you going to come help me, is you going to come help me get these bubbles up out here?
That's not my problem.
You going to pay for it? You look, if my grandmama come down here and slip and break her down neck, you going to buy her a wheelchair? Hell no, you ain't going to do it. So look.
Let's try to find you your own apartment tomorrow so you can stop having excuses, because everything that's tied into your nephews and your grandmama is messing everything up.
So you saying you going to get me an apartment? Everybody heard you say you going to get me an apartment. So
That's
look.
not what I said.
That's what you said. Ron T, then he just said, let's get you an apartment tomorrow.
Yeah, he did
Black
say
Tony.
that. Black Tony.
Okay, so I'm going to hold you to that. That's a contract.
Black Tony, I'll see you tomorrow, man. No, man. All right, man.
I appreciate you, but
No, boy. No, boy.
I'll meet you soon as you get out of work.
No, boy.
Can't we all just get along?
At the Red House Furniture,
We can.
At the Red House.
I'm Richard, a.k.a. Big Head. I work at the Red House, and I'm black.
At the Red
I like pumping iron and pumping furniture into people's homes.
I'm Johnny, a.k.a. 10 Gauge. I work at the Red House, and I'm white. I like deer hunting, bass fishing, and extending credit to all people.
At the Red House.
I'm black, and I love the Red House.
I'm white, and I love the Red House.
I'm a black woman, and I love the Red House.
I am white, and the Red House is for me.
At the Red House.
Look at the sofa. It's perfect for a black person or a white person.
This mattress is perfect for a white person or a black person.
Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture.
And expanding people, too.
And all people.
Man, y'all but
Hold it! Half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is 4 minutes after the hour. Gary has the tea and the clue today. Gary, what's up?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Monday, a beautiful, beautiful first day of spring day. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Russell Wilson and his beautiful wife, y'all, Sierra. Everybody's talking about them, honey. They're doing such great things, Ricky. Now, you remember last week they was dragging poor Sierra through the dirt, honey, because of that beautiful dress that she wore to the Vanity Fair party. Well, now Sierra and her husband, Russell, are doing great things. They visit, Ricky, the maximum security prison, y'all, in Florida, and they're saying, y'all, that Sierra and Russell were
Sierra
praying.
ain't with no prison now.
They visited and they were praying, Ricky. They were singing, honey, and they were just helping out the inmates, honey, doing great things for the inmates. And a lot of people saying that's good, but some people were saying they were wondering if Sierra sang the song "My Goodies." I'm like, that was stupid.
With that dress on. You think she wore that dress?
That she didn't have that dress on. They was wondering if she was going to wear the dress up, but she didn't wear that dress.
Hey, Kay, that would have been worth doing time, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Sierra came up in there, walked through there with that dress on, boy, them prisoners.
Lord, honey. But she looked amazing. She looked good. She toned down or whatever. And that's good they visiting the maximum, prisons and stuff in Florida. Because, Sierra, she always does charity work, and her husband Russell does as well, even though people saying that he needs to start winning again. But, he's doing what he needs to do. So congratulations, y'all, to Sierra and her wonderful husband, Mr. Russell Wilson. All right, moving on in other celebrity news, y'all. Ja Rule Baby is speaking out, honey. He is blaming hip-hop for Ja Morant's behavior. Now, they're saying that Ja agrees, y'all, with Charleston White that hip-hop is to blame, y'all, for Ja Morant's behavior that led to his suspension. Now, he said, quote, "It's crazy to say this, but Charleston White, honey, was absolutely correct. The music we listen to and how that is the new brand." He said, the music say I keep pipe. I do this and I do that. He said that turns into I need a pipe. He said a pipe means gun, y'all. That's what he told TMZ. Then he said Morant, honey, has been suspended, y'all, for 8 games for flashing a gun in a nightclub. He says it wasn't even his weapon. He said, quote, "You know, hip-hop is very influential." He said, "I've done things in my youth because of hip-hop. You know, Redman made How to Roll a Blunt." He said, "We started smoking blunts. Snoop made gin and juice. We started drinking gin and juice." So hip-hop is influential. He said, "I'm not going to say it's not." He said, "How far people take it is what it is." Do y'all agree with that?
People was doing all that stuff even before songs.
Yeah, but I mean, hip-hop ain't made that fool go out and flash that gun. He did it because he wanted to. You are a millionaire.
Absolutely.
You are a millionaire, honey. My daddy never even made to make $1 million, and you made it just by showing up, and you in the club flashing a damn gun looking stupid. That's
listen
stupid.
to one of some of Brat's songs. Brat's songs to get you hyped like that and make you do stuff. I did it.
Don't
and
do
got
that.
in trouble.
Don't do that.
But
I heard Brat tat-tat. I said, tat-tat-tat.
Don't do that.
So, but how could he? I mean, that's crazy. I mean, how could he sit there and say that publicly?
Why would he say that?
Exactly, saying something like that. I mean, that's just I don't understand it. I don't think music make you do nothing, huh? I mean,
you got a mind of your own, don't you?
You sure do.
Exactly.
My goodness.
I think it's a multitude of influences, not just the music. I think, the whole thing with his daddy and that whole loose situation and him being young may have a lot to do with it also,
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I'm good in the club until I hear C Murder. Once I hear bum, 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 I'm ready to fight, do whatever.
That's one song that get you hyped,
I don't care. I don't care.
Those some chairs.
So that's done. Anybody mess with Snoop Doggy Dogg, that name on the wall. Boy, I swear. Boy, I'll punch somebody in their chest this song. Come on.
In my final story, y'all, Tyra Banks made the announcement that she will be leaving Dancing with the Stars, y'all. Everybody's saddened about it. She told TMZ, she said, "I feel, honey, it's really time for me to focus on my business and my entrepreneurship and also producing more TV. But behind the scenes," she said, "I think it's time to graduate from the dance floor, y'all, to the stock market floor, honey, from the ballroom, honey, to the boardroom." She said, "I think it's time." She said, "I am an entrepreneur at heart. I think my heart, my soul is into my business. So it's also into producing new TV. But I really, 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 honey," she said, "honey, want to focus on my business. And you can't do that by hosting a show," unquote. Guys, nice to go, but these people just walk away from these big-time jobs, honey. I mean, making good money and stuff or whatever. And they're like, "I got something else to do." So,
Bitch, I'm down for no limit, and I ride for the call. I'm in a tech with the big info. And if anybody mess with Snoop Doggy Dogg, I'm going to make things put his name on the wall and everywhere I go.
Come on, the Kalula Day is
I
Persian
know
violet
that
on the
you
high
don't
end, on the
care.
low
I
end,
have
light
a red
purple.
pouring in your hair any time and anywhere. If you hit me, if you with me, it's a must shoot die. Boy, don't get me started on that song. Boy. Shoot.
Did you not know the words, or you had to?
Whoa, boy. Now, them the cuss words right there. That's a version they play in the club. That's when the cues start flipping over tables. Boy, look. Woo. Yeah, that'll make you pull out a gun, a cannon, a missile, a rocket, anything you got. You pull it out when they play that.
Rocket.
A missile, a Patriot missile, anything you got, you can get to when that come on.
All right. Well,
Gary, you never heard that song?
I heard it, but Lord, I didn't know it make you do all that stuff, make it violent and stuff like that, honey.
Yes, sir.
Shoot, boy, you see them doggone AKAs in them Delta stores lining up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Crips, the Bloods, the Vice Lords, the city workers, McDonald's employees, school board members, city council, mayor, everybody be turned up when that come on, boy.
I bet you.
Why we don't ever play that song right there, Dave? We need to play that.
Song that stay in your head all day today.
Yeah.
You need to play that
we're going to play that today. We're going to play that today, boy. I want everybody to turn up.
Yes, sir.
Guard your grill.
What'd you say, Brett?
Guard your grill.
Y'all give it up for Gary with the team.
Did you see that post?
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all. Listen, trending topic. We're talking about toxic friendships. Friends make our lives richer. At least that's the goal. But every now and then, every now and again, friendships take more than, they give. And it's important to be able to distinguish when a friendship or any relationship for that matter turns toxic. So when you have a deep connection with someone, it can be hard to put your history aside and see your friendship for what it is. You know what I'm saying, Brett?
I know what you're saying, and communicating boundaries to someone can be extremely challenging, but it's even harder if it's with a friend who continually dismisses them, which is why I agree completely with number 1 on the list, and that is not respecting boundaries.
That is a good one, Brad. And another one on the list was friends who don't take accountability for their actions. Now, according to the report, a friend who doesn't take accountability for the way they treat you will apologize in a way that doesn't acknowledge that their behavior was hurting you. For instance, they may get you a cup of coffee or take you out to lunch instead of apologizing for their behavior and actively vowing to change it.
Now, I've seen y'all, but Ricky, I've seen number 3 firsthand. But I know that everybody goes through something. But a toxic friend, y'all may start weaponizing their struggles as a means, honey, to manipulate you into doing things for them or spending time with them.
And have anybody had to end a toxic friendship? Anybody?
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I had a homie, man, that we actually went to high school and everything together, man, and done a lot for that person, used a lot of my resources to help that person out a lot, and then found out this person was talking bad behind my back and just kind of not really appreciating the things that that I was doing for them. And when all this stuff, other people started telling me all this stuff, I didn't even know it. They started coming to me. I mean, I just it hurt my feelings at first. Then I said, man, you know what? I just had to distance myself from that person. And to this day, I forgave that person, not for them, but for me, just to kind of move on.
So I got a question.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I had a question. So is it toxic when you have a friend that was your friend before any of our current situation started, but now they only seem to call and come around when they kind of want something or need something related to what you do? You know what I mean? Hey, man, Ricky gonna be in town on so a day, and I was just wondering if you could call over. But it's the only time I hear from you is when you want something that you think I have access to.
Yeah,
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of toxic.
It is not. Yeah. It's not a real friendship. But the problem that I have with people, now let me tell y'all something to look for, everybody that's listening. The people that get upset or irritated or start moving around, you can look in their facial expression when you're setting a boundary. That means that they had a motive. Because you're setting a boundary is not going to benefit them. You know what I'm saying? If they start getting irritated the minute you start setting the boundary, you already know that it's going to be a problem. I wouldn't go do all that. I said, okay, I'm not saying that you were. I'm just saying when we go over here, I'm asking you not to do this. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go when they start getting defensive.
Yep.
When you're setting a boundary, that means that their motive was to do it in the first place. And then you get a lot of people to gaslight you. Now, gaslighting is something that's kind of mixed in with the toxic behavior. Because if I say, you hit me or whatever, and you bring up the fact that I hit you last year or whatever, well, why you didn't bring that up last year? That's called gaslighting. Why didn't you bring that up last year? I had to have a conversation and say, hey, if I do something, correct me right then or pull me to the side. Let's go have a conversation about it so I can make the correction because I'm not perfect. But don't weaponize that when I confront you about something that you're doing that's affecting me. You understand? And you just have to know stuff about stuff like this. Gary, what are your thoughts? Maria?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. But my thing is, I'm still trying to figure out when we say toxic. So, what toxic? I mean, what is toxic? Is it
when you're dealing with a narcissist? When you're dealing with a narcissist and they make everything about them.
Come on now.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I had somebody to make, when my daughter got shot, I had a ex-friend to make a video, never text me, got my number. Then when my son died, she made a video, right? Made a whole video, and the video was about her connection to me or to the kids, but never text and say, hey, sorry for your loss or sorry this happened to your daughter. It's all about them.
That's right.
A narcissist. But never take
the definition of a toxic person, Ricky, is anyone whose behavior adds negativity and upset to your life. Many times people who are toxic are dealing with their own stresses and traumas. To do this, they act in ways that don't present them in the best light and usually upsets others along the way.
Absolutely. Everybody will have, and narcissists are real influential. We have everybody mad at you and not speaking to you or whatever. And then, and
you ain't done nothing.
You ain't done nothing. And then sometimes you're like, okay, like I have a friend, that would tell me, I said, let me ask you something. I said, you seem to be having a problem here, a problem there, a problem here, a problem there. I want you to tell me, for this conversation to continue, what did you do? Don't tell me nothing about. I want you to sit down and tell me the mistakes that you think that you made on in this situation, that in all 5 situations you gave me. I want you to tell me what you did. And if you want me to be your friend or whatever, because you're not going to just convince me that you're having all these problems with all these different people and you ain't did none of it. And I'm looking at you and I know you and I know that you're not perfect. Tell me your imperfection. So let's start there.
Yes.
And that's how you not get manipulated. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Maria.
No, I was also going to add that sometimes that toxicity can come within your own family. Sometimes you have to distance yourself from certain family members because they'll bring all kinds of stuff up, and they feel like they're entitled because you have the same
And don't
DNA.
let nobody pass away, honey.
Yeah, you really see it then.
Oh, Lord, then you really see the real come out.
Yeah.
After my grandmother passed away, I probably talked to about 3 people on that side of the family now. Just because everybody changed. Everybody wanted all her stuff. Everybody felt like they get this and get that and did this. No, when she was here, you didn't do nothing. So you don't get nothing. And I don't want to be your friend or your relative. Okay?
Right.
You don't have to be blood to be family.
You don't. I've been saying that for years or whatever. Shoot, this recent situation right here, I got folks I went to high school with and took pictures with that got my phone number, who I had been reaching out to over the years and never sent a text, a message. I celebrated their birthday, flew them out for their birthday, out on fishing trips, having a good time. Not one text message, not one. You know what I'm saying? So you a wedding, a baby shower, and a death bring out the damn worst in people.
You better preach.
And you talking about I'm talking about we get jealous over the death because you didn't get to be with them during the death. You just doing the best you can trying to get through, and then you got to sit up there and argue with somebody about why you didn't get to be around them during your time of grief. Oh, I don't talk about that. I just been grieving and trying not to deal with that, but it's a whole dark, bad side to everything that we just went through, and how trifling some of these Negroes are.
Yes,
trifling.
Lord. Yes.
All about them. Narcissists. I mean, I don't even have to like you, but if something happened to your mama, I'm going to go and I'm going to stand, your mama, your grandmama, your daddy, whoever passed away or whatever. If there was a connection, I'm going to go stand in the back and pay my respect and sign the book and leave.
That's right.
Somebody let you know, hey, I saw Ricky there, but I ain't got to sit up there, I ain't got to make no videos.
Right.
I ain't got to do nothing.
I ain't got to baby you. I ain't got to pay you no extra special attention. I'm the one that's grieving.
But I tell you what, I tell you what, my damn friends I had, boy, they came through this past month. My chapter bros, Alpha Phi, the Qs, my classmates, y'all, all this. And I'm not trying to make it about me. I'm just talking about how people go through stuff. I'm just talking about in general, when people go through stuff or whatever, you really get to see people's true side.
Amen.
You understand? Well, I can do a whole. It ain't enough time on this radio. It ain't enough time on this damn radio to sit here and talk about this stuff.
We need to
right
do
here.
a whole show on it.
Sit up there, got a whole damn city and former friends mad at you thinking you mistreated somebody, but they won't tell what they did. Tell them what you did.
Message.
Tell them what you did. Get me started this morning. Good morning.
So I had to end the friendship because they constantly were fat shaming and very jealous hearted, but they never wanted to talk about how much weight they gained, although I never talked about them gaining weight. Had to go.
Just the fact that we've been knowing each other since 2000 and it's still 2023. And honestly, just this over this weekend, it just made me realize that she still is doing the same thing. Not a job, not a car, always expecting me to be the one to come and get her. Toxicity is, it's dulling me down. I can't be my true me holding this big appendage on the side of me. That's a grown 40-something plus woman. It's enough.
Well, we were friends for a very long time. And then I was always that friend that made sure, everybody was good. I was trying to help her move away from her toxic boyfriend. And he called the cops on me and my child. And she went back with him and then accused me of trying to sleep with a guy she walked to her house to sleep with. Crazy. So I just had to end it. I was like, you know what? No more insecurities for me. Like, we're moving forward and higher.
I was friends with this girl since like the 7th or 8th grade, and she always was critical about like what I wore, how my hair was, what I looked like, and it transpired all the way through high school, all through college. It was crazy because she's always been a little bit bigger than me. Like I found out like if she really was insecure, you know what I'm saying? Because she was, like I said, she was bigger than me, and I just went ahead and slept with her baby daddy last year.
And I'm gonna say something. Make good on what you did. Because I'm going to tell you something, somebody going to die. It's going to be a passing away, and you're going to have to be together. But that's not the time to make good with somebody for something that you did to them when somebody died. That ain't the time. Do it before that or wait some time afterwards and come back around when everything cool off. Hey, man, I just want to make good on that. I apologize for that. For what not if. Ain't no if I made you. It ain't no if I made you. Did. Apologize for what you did and be honest and give a honest, genuine, and sincere apology. I'm not perfect and I had to go back and apologize to people and make good on some stuff that I did wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect, but boy, I try my best to live by example or whatever, because I'm never too big to apologize because I am human. But that's a good ass topic, but it ain't enough time in the world to talk about narcissists. Topic on narcissists. And what it is, what a narcissist mixed with toxic person is, and get a therapist on the phone so you can see the signs of that kind of behavior. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. Here's a DM. Rickey, here's my situation. I'm 31. I'm 31. My fiance is 42. He owns a tax business, which does very well for him. And he has 7 people that work for him, including his office manager. She's like 27 and has a boyfriend she lives with, but I just be getting the feeling that when I come around the office that her and my fiance have had a little something between them before, because I can't describe it, but she just acts a little off when I'm around, and it makes me uncomfortable. I've been with him for 2 years. She has been working for him since she graduated college, and it feels like she be crushing on him a little bit. So he's never given me a reason to believe that he's a cheater, but before I marry this man, I need to know if him and this girl ever had something, because she cannot be at my wedding or keep working there knowing that she's been with my man. What do I do? If you feel uncomfortable, you need to end that relationship. You don't need to marry him if that girl gonna be working there and whatever. Because the thing about it is, like whenever I'm around somebody or been in a relationship, I always try to do everything I can to make my mate feel comfortable. And I make sure that my friends, male and female, make my mate feel comfortable, and it ain't that awkward, crazy stuff. Because sometimes you don't even have to have nothing going on with the person. Sometimes the other person just jealous of your marriage and your relationship, and she's not going to be friendly to the woman that you with. So if you can't be friendly to my girl, then we can't be friends or whatever. That's just my thoughts. Special K, Brett.
I feel like she's kind of convicting this dude of something that he might not even be aware that she feel like that. She sound like
she told him.
Oh, she did say something to him about it? But if she
at the end she said, what should I do?
But she said she don't have no reason to feel like he's cheated, but she just got a feeling. It's her intuition.
Well, then you go with your intuition. How about that?
Ooh.
I agree with that.
You go with your intuition. Don't even second guess it or play with it. If you feel funny, that girl do not need to be there. Period.
Maria.
He shouldn't lose no sleep.
Maria.
I think on the flip side, sometimes when you suspect someone is doing something wrong and they haven't given you any reason to, it may be a reflection of something that you've done. Maybe, she's looked at other guys and felt some feelings, or maybe she's cheated on someone in the past and afraid it's going to be done to her. So I think you kind of need more information
she still
there.
don't need to be at her wedding. It's her choice to have this person at her wedding.
Yeah. Maria, that girl acting funny and ain't talking to her when wifey comes up. Girlfriend come up to the office. The little chick that worked there at the tax place ain't talking, ain't communication, and it's just weird energy between them.
I just think it's odd that she says he's never given me a reason to believe he's a cheater. I think that it's like men are always going to have beautiful women around them. So I think that when you're in a relationship, you have to trust.
Introduce me to him. I'm going to know who these women
absolutely.
are.
If she's expressed that it makes her feel uncomfortable, but then and also in her note, she says he's never given me a reason to believe he's a cheater. So I'm just trying to offer some perspective.
She said she feels like she be crushing on him a little bit. That's good enough for her to not come. You feel it.
You can feel it. You can feel it. I've seen it, witnessed it, experienced it.
Let Judy come around, honey.
But he can't control how another woman feels towards him.
It don't matter.
Okay, well, she don't need to be working there. If that's his business, Maria, if that's his business, she don't need to be working there.
If it makes his fiance feel uncomfortable, yes, she shouldn't be working there.
And she's been working for this man for what? Since she graduated college, she 20-something.
I'm just saying that's not going to be the first time it happens. You're always going to, my husband goes up to the school and there's beautiful teachers there and he volunteers with the band. I mean, I can't control how women look at him and are attracted to him. I do have a say in how he interacts with them, and how he responds to that. But I think that it can happen anytime. But it is different in a work environment, and you're with them every day.
But the one that might have a crush on your husband, she's not going to be friendly to you because she don't think you good enough.
But I think this girl...
Is that what it is, Ricky?
But think about this, y'all.
Ain't no excuse.
Think about this. If this woman done invested a couple of years of her life in thinking about marrying this man, why would she just throw it away and start all over again with somebody else when she don't even have no evidence that nothing has happened?
The girl can't come. She's not throwing it away with the man.
Well, she ain't got to let her come to the wedding.
That's just it.
She got to let her come to the wedding, but she ain't got to throw the whole relationship away.
She ain't got to throw the whole relationship away. The girl just can't come. That's it. The girl got to go.
Gary, you just going to sit there and going to say that?
No, because you called them hell. I wouldn't jump in if you called their name specifically. Then
Gary, you can jump. I know you feeling some kind of way. You sitting there with that look on your face.
Yeah, I'm feeling some kind of way. But my thing is, I agree with all y'all. I agree with definitely what Maria was saying. I agree with Brad, especially. I agree with all that. But my thing is, one thing that I don't like, you will not humiliate me. Now, I'm not going to be going to my job and you got this woman, a man sitting here, and I knowing that y'all done played around her and y'all smiling in my face, and then y'all cheating with each other. That right there, that part bothers me. The humiliation is the part that bothers me. But if you follow your intuition, honey, trust me, and that's what I'm learning how to do. They say your intuition will never lead you wrong.
Amen.
But
Because,
Gary,
because that's the Lord talking to you.
You're forgetting about the main part that Maria just brought up. He's never given her a reason to believe.
Well, she's saying that because she loves him so damn much, she don't want to believe that he's given her a reason, but she don't want to think that because she loves him so much, so she gonna just play like he didn't give her a reason. Because if he didn't give her a reason, it wouldn't have came up.
She said that he's never given her a reason.
Yeah, but she's saying that if he didn't give her a reason, that whole situation would have not come up. He gave her a reason.
Y'all hit us up on Rickey Smiley Morning Show.com. Coming up next, man, we got a song that's still in your head all day. First, we're going to be talking to a man who wrongfully convicted and spent 30 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. We got that coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Listen, man, we got a tragic story told time and time again. Black people who are convicted of crimes they never actually committed. We always get convicted of crimes they never committed. And the headline has been full of people being released after many years behind bars. And also a bombshell study showed that in 2017 by the National Registry of Exonerations confirmed what black people had long known to be true, that black people are more likely to be wrongly convicted of murder than people from any other group. To add insult to injury, the wrongful convictions, innocent black people were waited years longer than the average time it took a white prisoner accused of the same crime to be exonerated due in many cases to racism. So our next guest, Johnny Lee Savory, was wrongfully convicted and 30 years behind bars for more than 2/3 of his life, from age 14 to age 44. He has joined civil rights attorney, Reverend Dr. S. Todd Yearly, to tell the story. Welcome to the show. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Man, happy to have y'all, and we hear these stories all the time, but don't want to, we often don't get the backstory. So how were you wrongfully convicted?
Oh, well, at the tender age of 14 years old in Peoria, Illinois, was, I don't know the best way to say this, man. I was falsely accused, unjustly convicted, and condemned to life in prison for a crime, not that I just did not commit. They know I didn't commit it. But at that time, in 1977, we can only imagine the state of the country and how it was in as far as the criminal justice system go and anything else that we were struggling at that time. So they accused me of taking my life, friend of my life, my friend, one of my best friends in life, taking his life and his sister's life. And it just, as I described it on many occasions, it was like the Twilight Zone.
Wow.
Because it seemed unreal. One day I'm in school, next day I'm in jail.
Right.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine that. Well, Johnny, what did you do to have to get former Governor Pat Quinn to pardon you, and what does pardon mean?
This pardon means that I have no record as of today. It's like it never happened. And so I got my life back, part of my life back. Now the second stage of my life is to get compensation for being wrongfully convicted. That journey itself takes extremely too long. You take 30 seconds to take a person's life. You take 30 years to get it back to them. Then you want them to wait another 5, 10 years to actually get compensation that you consider as compensation for what you took from them. And, and then one of the sad things is that we have, out of the 50 states, we got 35 now that have some form of state and federal statutes that go with it. And we have, that's 38 states total. We have states that give no compensation. And I know y'all want to hear what these states is, because some of them, we have such a large population and some we don't. But it's Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Delaware, Georgia, Kentucky, New Mexico, North Dakota, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, and South Dakota, and Wyoming. But you can take your life, then turn you back out on the streets and release you. Don't say I'm sorry or nothing. What's painful to me is how we treat each other as a people.
Right.
And meeting Dr. Todd and some other brothers, they listened to me and said, man, how can we continue to allow this on? And why we don't have, right now I'm working with Dr. Tati to be able to get innocence projects inside our HBCs. We don't even have none in our HBCs.
Well,
we get released every day. Huh?
Right. No, I had a question for Attorney Yeary. So why are cases like Johnny so important to bring to the public's awareness? It's obvious to us, but why is this so important that we pay attention to this now?
Well, you just said it, right? Good morning to all of you. You just said it. It's obvious. It's obvious to us, right? But when the system has always been designed against you, it's important that we stay on guard and on watch and engaged to make sure that we dismantle this system of injustice that can, in an arbitrary way at any moment, it doesn't matter how qualified you are, it doesn't matter how educated you are, you can find yourself, as Johnny said, in school one day, in jail the next. The school-to-prison pipeline isn't supposed to be that. There should be no pipeline. And because the state has the power to take one's liberty at any moment, legally, we have to make sure that the state is accountable when they do it, and they do it arbitrarily and without just cause. So it's important to make it known, because this is the side of Black Lives Matter that people don't want to talk about. When the system, whether you're wrongfully convicted or wrongfully accused, let's start there. How many days do we see where people take pleas for things they didn't do because all they trying to do is get back out, get back to their home, take care of their family, and go back to work. We've got to fix this system because the criminal legal system not only is broken, it's broken to us, but it was built this way by design.
Well, thank you, Attorney Yeary. We're talking to Mr. Johnny Lee Savory, who was wrongfully convicted, who spent 30 years in jail for a crime he did not commit, and civil rights attorney Reverend Dr. S. Todd Yeary, Esquire. Now, Johnny, how do you make up for 30 years of lost time?
Well, the only way you can make up for anything that you lost, you got to have your faith in God. And as I always said on many interviews, my faith is what drew me through. And now I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I mean some wonderful friends all throughout the country and the world. And so I get to use my voice and my testimony to open the doors, which I have done here in the state of Illinois, Indiana, and around the country for DNA testing, because I was one of the first ones to ever request it. So I feel good about what God has allowed to take place with my life. So they took it and tried to make a tragedy out of it, but God made a triumph out of it. So I'm talking to you all today. And when he asked that question, why, he said, the brother's sitting right there, everybody's sitting there right now in the studio. If the police come up and you open the door and let them in and they begin to arrest you, you're going to ask the same question. Why? Because you know you haven't done anything wrong. So it ain't going to make no sense to you. Even no kind of logic that they give you after being wrongly convicted. And I want to clarify something because I don't think most people know what justice is. But justice is a preventive measure to keep injustice from taking place. Because once you're injured, how do you heal that wound?
Right.
The wound's still there. I was born on the same day Emmett Till was, same month, 7 years after he was murdered. And damn be damn if my life didn't try to take the journey that his took. And his death was one of the most powerful things in civil rights movement during that time. And God has turned my life into a movement that people can actually see and touch and know that it's a way out if you keep your faith in God and keep working hard. But I like what you all are doing, because when you echo and allow us the opportunity to express ourselves like this here, it's a segue for more people to get involved. Then, because our people standing on the outside looking in, wondering, how can you help? Well, this is how you can help. Lend your voice, lend your time, lend your resources to help these young men and women coming out of prison that's been wrongly convicted. Because we got more programs for those who need a second chance than the one that took the first chance from.
Wow. Attorney Yeary, how are you holding the city accountable for this? And and will justice, will justice be a service? And let everybody know how they can find you as well.
Yeah, just real quick. You can find me. You can find Johnny Savory's on Facebook. It's 2020_Johnny_Savory. Johnny, you'll give them that in a sec. But let me go back to your question, Ricky, because it's real important, right? How you hold cities accountable is the only way you do it is litigation. But litigation takes a long time. It takes a lot of money. Johnny has a great team that has been on top of this from the very beginning. But as you probably heard from Ben Crump and others who are engaged in this work across the country, you've got to be willing to play the long game. You can't do this fast if you're going to get systemic change. And so we've got to stay in the courts and in the state houses getting serious legislation on the books so that we can begin to dismantle this criminal injustice system from the inside out.
Wow. Thank you so much for joining us. Let everybody know how y'all could be reaching, how people can find out more about your story.
Okay. You can reach me at the Savory Innocence Tour, just like it sounds. It's somebody SAVORY, Innocence Tour, INNOCENCET Tour @.org. You can reach me there on my website. You can call me on my cell, 312-772-9283. And there's an Innocence Tour coming up that's never happened in the history of this country. And I look forward to all of us joining on that tour. And I got about $6 million to raise. I'm going to raise it because I know the people out there and many of our own, especially like what you did with Michael Irvin yesterday. The other day when I looked at your podcast.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter who you are. It don't matter how much money you got. You can be, your whole life can be taken away from you. He's there to do the Super Bowl and just lost his whole life for that little few seconds.
Right.
Of being wrongly accused of something he know doggone well. Even the camera show he ain't there and done nothing.
Right.
But it still didn't matter.
Ricky, real quick, I'm going to give you where I can find because you got me dancing in the middle of the floor. I got to go to court, so you got the soundtrack going in the back of my mind, and my cape is hanging on the door. But Facebook, Todd Yeary. Instagram and Twitter, ST. S is in Sam, T is in Todd Yeary, Yeary. And you can catch me at the Yeary Firm, LLC. And we're going to do this, and I'm going to tell them that you played the soundtrack, Ricky. They got me
yes,
down.
sir. I'm gonna tell you something, man. We're gonna stay on top of this, man. We're gonna talk about this stuff because it's a lot of injustice and systemic racism going on, and I hate it, and I feel a certain kind of way about it, and I've been like that my whole life. Thank y'all for joining us this morning, Dr. Lee Savory and the Reverend Dr. S. Todd Yeary, man. Thank y'all, and God bless y'all. Thank you. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, baby.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, it is 26 minutes after the hour. Y'all got your front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's your Monday morning news. The family of a black man who died in a Memphis jail last year is making a public plea for justice. The family of Gershon Freeman, a 33-year-old who died in custody at the Shelby County Jail, spoke at a news conference on Friday. 13 minutes of video footage released by the Nashville District Attorney shows multiple angles of a violent incident between Freeman and multiple corrections officers that ended in Freeman's death on October 5th, 2022. Freeman's family and their attorneys are also calling on the Justice Department to investigate. In other news, the city of Miami Beach has imposed a state of emergency and an overnight curfew for South Beach starting 11:59 p.m. Sunday after multiple fatal shootings occurred during spring break festivities this weekend. The decision comes after 2 people were fatally shot between Friday and Sunday morning in the area, according to the Miami Beach Police Department. Meanwhile, Ricky, the U.S. State Department and the Texas Department of Public Safety have each warned Americans to skip spring break vacations in Mexico, noting that ongoing violence poses a significant safety threat. Lastly, y'all, for you all that are still using your Twitter accounts, starting today, Twitter will completely disable two-factor authentication on accounts that don't pay for Twitter Blue. This means that a whole bunch of accounts are about to become less secure tomorrow unless users proactively switch to another method of 2FA or pay the $8 a month for Twitter Blue. I'm Maria Moore, and that's what's happening in news. For more on these stories and other headlines, visit RickySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
Desperation heave. That'll do it! Next stop, Seattle. Ole Miss to the Sweet 16.
Arkansas gets it in. They get it to Black. The clock ticks. And that's it. And the Razorbacks survive and advance to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, man.
Arkansas wins it.
March Madness is maddening right now. Let's start off in the women's bracket. Number 8, Ole Miss stuns number 1 Stanford and sends them packing to the crib.
Man.
Shout out to Coach Yo over there at Ole Miss, man. She doing some big things out there, Rick Dog. Also, number 12, Toledo beat number 5, Iowa State. A lot of people had Iowa State making it to the Sweet 16. Well, they packed their bags. Now they at the crib. Number 12, Florida Gulf Coast, who's my Cinderella team to look out for on the women's side. They upset number 5, Washington State. Moving on over to the men's bracket. Creighton sent number 2, Baylor to the crib early. Man, the Blue Jays showed up and showed out. And you just heard Arkansas, number 8, knocked out number 1, Kansas. They had Kansas. Like, Kansas is one of those teams that you just kind of automatically put in the Final Four just because of who they are. Well, they got sent packing. And number 16, Fairleigh Dickinson University. I don't think we ever heard of this doggone school. They knocked off number 1, Purdue. I had Purdue winning the whole thing, man, so they knocked them off. And then Purdue, and then Fairleigh Dickinson got beat by Florida Atlantic, who's now playing kind of a Cinderella team. They made it to the Sweet 16. And let's talk about the number 15 ranked or seeded Princeton out of the Ivy League. They knocked off number 2 Arizona and number 7 Missouri to advance to the Sweet 16. So now y'all are probably saying, Rock, how are your brackets? All 4 of my Final Four teams are still alive, so that's good. I lost one of my Final Four predictions with Purdue, so 3 of the 4 are still available. So now I got to ride with Alabama to win the whole thing for men. Ricky, are you following this?
Yeah, I'm following it. The only thing that scared me, Rock, man, is just those little small teams, man. Them little paper cuts.
Yes, sir.
Them paper cuts be winning because when Purdue lost, man, they taught the team that they lost to, tallest player was 6'5", and they had to do 7'4". I'm just saying, man, them little small teams, man. But if they're gonna win it, they're gonna have the ball. They're gonna have the eye of the tiger.
That's why they call it Cinderella. That's my quick sports update, man. Y'all can follow me on social media at Rock T Holla if you want to talk about brackets and all that good stuff. Brad got the hot spot. Let's go.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot. And that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, y'all, this thing was being brought to you by.
If your laundry is longing for a scent that's seriously irresistible, you got to try Gang Flings detergent. Briggity Tat, what's happening?
What up, Rock T? Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Well, according to TMZ, y'all reports say that Rick Ross's pet buffaloes, you hear me? Buffaloes are causing problems with his neighbors. The buffaloes have roamed beyond the rapper's massive 280-acre Promised Land estate in Georgia on multiple occasions and begun grazing on the neighbor's land. Ross's neighbor
on who estate?
Rick Ross, child.
I know ain't no damn buffaloes in Atlanta.
Yes, it is. Up Old National. Get off at Old National. Go
Wait a minute,
all the way
Brad,
up.
start the music. Y'all gonna sit up here on this radio with all these people listening and say that Atlanta got buffaloes
Pet
roaming around.
buffaloes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Gary, you seen a
Rick
buffalo?
Ross got 280 acres.
Yes, honey. He got a lot. He owns Atlanta
farms and trees. And
Okay,
but he's
so
doing
what
the
the
same thing
buffaloes-
that Deion Sanders did, Ricky. When they put those type of animals on their land, they could get agriculture taxes. They get a good tax break when they put those animals on there. That's what he did.
Oh, so the buffaloes weren't originally there.
No.
He bought in the buffaloes.
They're not native to Georgia,
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, I
And
thought
they-
some
they grazed it on
somebody
the-
they seeing some buffaloes on Bankhead in Decatur. I know damn well. I never heard of this.
But they've been grazing on the neighbor's land, and the neighbors are concerned about the buffaloes posing a threat to their children. Do anybody know about buffaloes? Are they friendly? Are they not friendly? I don't remember seeing them at the zoo.
They'll run at you. They'll run at you. But if they start causing problems and the neighbors are having the paper stuff and paper damage, then you have Buffalo Bills.
You stupid. The neighbor confronted a member of Ross's team about the issue and ultimately called the police. You so stupid. She said that the police told her it was a civil dispute and didn't file a report.
Yeah.
So I guess. If
Yeah,
it's
can
your-
you give us a follow up on that? Maybe we can get Rick Ross on the phone tomorrow and we can have more conversation about this because I'm really concerned.
Yeah, he probably feel like that's his land. 280 acres is enough to have any animal.
Because I saw the videos on Instagram when he bought the buffaloes out.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't know buffaloes could be home pets though. I
Yeah,
thought
you
some
can't have them
animals.
outside. You can't bring them in the house because they'll knock over your furniture.
I thought some animals have to stay like at the zoo. You know how
Yeah.
some monkeys are like wild monkeys and they don't want you to have
Right.
monkeys because they're just wild animals and they will snap on you at any given time. How do you know if a buffalo is being friendly or how do you know if how do you
When you buying a buffalo, how you even know if you got a good deal?
right? Is it the
How you
meat?
know how much they supposed to cost?
Who knows,
Yeah.
honey? They
Yeah,
got
we
buffalo
maybe we-
wings.
What do you do? Have buffalo wings? Eat the meat from the buffalo?
Yeah, that's
At
where they
his
come
place.
from.
What
That's
is
where buffalo
that?
wing
What
come
bison is? What's bison?
Buffalo.
Bison is a type of a buffalo, but buffalo wings come from the.
And he owned a wing stop, so he might have
There
got
you go.
No,
That's
buffalo
what-
wings are chicken.
So they got real
Yeah,
buffalo.
but they're different Buffalo
they have
Wild
real-
Wings.
Right.
Oh.
So some of the buffaloes own
Stupid.
a Wild Wing place. That's why they named it Buffalo Wild Wing. But the wings don't have nothing to do with the buffalo.
But then Deion Sanders is coach for the Colorado Buffaloes. So What does he have to say about this?
You know what?
Watch on this Monday, and it means another commentary on the state of Black America with National Urban League President and CEO Mark Morial. Mr. Mark, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ricky. It's great to be with you and your listening audience. Happy Monday to all. A few things on the state of Black America. Number one, on April 18th at Morehouse College, the 2023 version of the State of Black America report will be released. And once again, we'll be in Atlanta at the Atlanta University complex with the students from Morehouse and Spelman and Morris Brown, along with Clark Atlanta University, to release this report, which this year will be on hate, white supremacy, extremism, and how this disabling philosophy is undermining American democracy and affecting our politics and our policy, and why we must be woke, aware, and push back. So once again, April 18th, that report will be available online. The entire release event will be available. It'll be streamed at NUL.org and across all of our social media platforms. And of course, as always, we'll be in the news offering commentary and perspective and information and facts on the state of Black America. So more to come on that. Mark your calendars for April 18th. Number two big things in the news recently. An unfortunate train crash in East Palestine, Ohio. And number two, the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank out in California. What do these two tragedies have in common? One is lax regulation. Silicon Valley Bank, case in point, under Dodd-Frank and in the Obama years, bank regulation was strengthened and toughened so that banks had to undergo stress tests on a periodic basis. Under the Trump administration, in the Trump years, Congress relaxed those rules for medium-sized banks, of which Silicon Valley was one. Query, would the stress test have caught these issues and averted this tragedy? That's the issue I want everyone to focus on. You hear the right wing, once again, blaming woke politics, blaming DE&I. Well, I hate to tell you, Silicon Valley Bank wasn't the most diverse institution in its staffing, in its board, and in its lending. So once again, we see what I call a weapon of mass distraction. Let's create a story that blames black people, that blames diversity, that blames, if you will, more corporate social responsibility on the collapse of the bank. It's a Pinocchio story, Ricky. It is of no moment, and do not be fooled by this mass distraction, which is designed to distract the American people, distract people from seeing what actually happened and thinking that it had something to do with something else. Don't be fooled. Ditto, if you look at the train crash in East Palestine, it appears that there was some axle problem. The big railroad industry has for years fought tightening safety regulations across the board. Query, would tougher safety regulations have prevented this accident and this tragedy for that community? These are issues that should be probed by regulatory agencies and probed by, if you will, the Congress of the United States, if they're going to do their job. And I know that the GOP Congress on the House side may not be interested in this because for such a long time, they've trumpeted the best way to a stronger economy is lax regulation. We see in these two instances a case that philosophy and approach may have harmed people. So this is a continuing story for us to keep an eye on. And I'm not a proponent of regulation for regulation's sake, but major companies and major corporations have to be protected. Consumers have to be protected. People have to be protected. And a reasonable set of strong rules around safety, around protecting people's money, protecting investors, is consistent with the system of both democracy and the free enterprise system. So we have to keep our eye on this story, Ricky. Final thing, Black history. The attack on Black history, the censorship of our books taking place, I understand, 900 proposals all across the nation to ban books, to ban Black history curriculum. We have to draw a line in the sand and say, no, Ricky, and hell no. We are not going to allow. So at the school board level, at the school level, at the state legislative level, we have to resist this effort to distort our history, to prevent it from being taught in an authentic way, to prevent the racial history of this nation from being taught with facts and figures and truth and accuracy. So once again, more to come. There's an upcoming campaign that we are working on with a group of African-American scholars that I'll be prepared to talk about in the weeks to come that will give everyone an opportunity to participate in this advocacy around protecting our children and our ability to tell our story in public schools, in universities, and in every place where history is taught or told. We haven't done a good job this nation has not done a good job telling the story of black people and the story of race. And once again, you've got a far-right extremist caucus in this country, which is trying to push back and suppress and rewrite and diminish some of the difficult points of African-American history, American racism, slavery, and segregation. Ricky, we're going to resist, and we will not let them do it. So that is today's State of Black America. I'm Mark Morial. Follow me across all social media channels. That is, once again, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And stay strong and stay woke. Carpe diem.
Yes, sir. You've been listening to the State of Black America with former New Orleans Mayor and Louisiana State Senator Mark Morial, President of the National Urban League. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Mark. I look forward to talking to you next Monday. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.